Welcome to lesson 3.1. This lesson this week is going to be based on the basics of transformations. Transformations is a powerful geometry that's used in many real life applications. Have you ever seen a billboard sign as you drive down the interstate? Well, when they make these billboard signs, they have to place the company logo on there. Let's say Holiday Inn, next exit. Well, when they put that Holiday Inn logo on that billboard sign, they actually started on a computer somewhere and they said, okay, here's the logo. Now, where do we want to place it on that billboard sign? So they had to move it around. That's a type of transformation. So you're moving objects. Well, sometimes a lot of you like to play video games. And let's say, for instance, you have this character in Fortnite and he comes up to a little body of water, and you look into the body of water. What do you see? A reflection. Well, they had to input that into the game system in order to see a reflection. That's another transformation we're going to talk about. And then we also have rotations. We can use Fortnite again, and if you look at the game of Fortnite and you take your character and you spin that person around, well, you are doing a rotation. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at three major types of transformations, and then you are going to apply this. Alright, so what is a transformation? A transformation is an operation that moves or changes a geometric figure in some way to produce a new figure. The new figure is called the image. So you start with some kind of picture, and then you take that picture and then you move it, or you rotate it, or you reflect it, or you do something to it. Well, once you create that new picture, it is called an image. Alright, let's start with this little Chihuahua dog here. It's over here on the left side of the screen, and we want to move it. So what we start with is called the pre-image. Now follow the arrow. We want to move the Chihuahua dog over here. So since we started with is the pre-image, what we end up with is the image. So you start with pre and you end up with the image. This is going to be very important, especially when we go really in depth with transformations in geometry. There are three main types that I just briefly discussed. We have translation. It moves every point of a figure the same distance in the same direction. So if I take an object, pick it up, move it, and it looks exactly the same, then therefore it is a translation. A reflection is like a mirror. So we all look at ourselves in the mirror and we use a line, and let's say the mirror is the line, and it creates a mirror image of the original figure. But we all know that when you look at a reflection is a backwards. It's backwards of what you are actually seeing. So it's a reflection. And then we have rotation. Rotation turns a figure about a fixed point. So this is kind of like the hands on a clock. That center part of a clock where the pin holds the hands together, all right, that's that fixed point. And then the hands move around that fixed point, and therefore it creates a rotation. All right, so look at these two. We have a frog on the left, that's the pre-image. Frog on the right, that's the image. Which of this is it? Is this a translation, reflection, or rotation? Correct if you said translation. Next slide. These two hearts, we're going from one heart to another. Is this a translation, reflection, or rotation? You're correct. Rotation. Alright, let's look at these two lily flowers. If you look at this blue line, this is going to be an indicator of what we need. Is this a rotation, reflection, or translation? Yes, this is a reflection, and this would be the line of reflection. So it's being reflected about this blue line. Now this is going to come important when we talk about reflection later. Alright, let's go from this car to this car. Translation, reflection, or rotation? Translation. What about this U.S. map and flag to this one? Rotation. What about these two lightning bolts? You're correct if you said reflection. Now let's look at another word. This word is very, very important when you're talking about different transformations. It is isometry. Isometry is a transformation that preserves length and angle measures. No, it's not one of the added three or the three that we just talked about. No, it's talking about when you take a shape and you perform one of the three. So if you reflect it, you rotate it, you translate it. If it stays the same size and the same shape, then it is an isometry. So same size, same shape. However, it can be a reflection, so if you look at the object and it's being reflected over, it's basically the same size and the same shape. So therefore it's an isometry. But if it ever goes or gets smaller or gets bigger, it's no longer isometry. If it is distorted in any way, it's no longer an isometry. Alright, tell me yes or no. Is this an isometry? Yes. Same size, same shape. Can you tell me what kind of transformation this is? Yes, this is a translation. Alright, look at the two cars. Is this an isometry? Yes, it is. Another translation, same size, same shape. Are the two cylinders an isometry? No. We could have basically like a reflection maybe here, but look at this cylinder on the right. It's smaller than the one on the left, so therefore it does not keep the same size, so it is not an isometry. What about the two TVs? Yes, it is an isometry. Now, can you tell me the transformation? If you said reflection, you are correct, because look, here are the buttons it looks like on the side of the TV and right here also. And this looks a little bit shorter and that looks a little bit longer, so this would be a backwards reflection. Alright, just a few more. Name the transformation. Yes, this is a translation. It moves. Rotation. Reflection. Okay, so now you're going to complete your assignment. This should be really, really simple. If you follow this video and understand that all the different key concepts I showed you, then you should have no trouble with this lesson. Alright, y'all have a good week.